Hey guys, what's going on? Don't have much time on the camera. Tried to upload things yesterday, just didn't quite work out. Because I tried to upload something to Brad Judge Music, and if you didn't know, I have that channel as well, which I have a lot of my music stuff. I'm going to start putting stuff over there too. I had a problem with that, so less time on the camera. So we'll make this quick and short and sweet and run through the matches, give you my quick thoughts on them. WWE Evolution, and this kind of begs the difference, like, what are they going to do next year? Are they going to do an all-women's pay-per-view next year? Are they going to name it something different every single year? That'd be kind of interesting, but I think they need to stick with a name and just, like, I don't know, Women's Night Out or something like that, and have some kind of like that. I don't know what you would call it. It has to be, I don't know, Glory, maybe, or something like that. Call it Glory or something like that. I think that'd be interesting. And then have, women's pay-per-view, like, every 6 months or so. I mean, I think, honestly, like, if they're going to go overseas and they're not going to allow them to wrestle every single time they do that, they probably should have an all-women's pay-per-view. I think it'd be interesting. I think at least every 6 months they should have one. Maybe every 4. Kind of like takeovers, like the big pay-per-views, they have maybe women pay-per-view to accompany it. That might be kind of interesting. I don't know. We'll see where they go. They did the first ones, and it was pretty good. So let's get on with it. So we started with the tag team match, Alita and Trish versus Mickie James and Alicia Fox. Alexa Bliss injured, unfortunately. Kind of sucks for her, but gladly, I believe she'll end up being in the Royal Rumble, which that's something I think I know on shoot interviews she did online and stuff. She was talking about or just plain interviews online. She was talking about how it kind of sucked because she was a champion. She couldn't be in the Rumble. She kind of would have liked that, which I think they should put the champions in the Rumble, and then they should be able to choose their opponent. I mean, they're not going to win. I mean, they're not going to win, but it's interesting just to put the champions in there. But then again, it gives another slot to somebody else to come out. But Lita and Trish, they did really good. They did pretty decent. There were some botches, but really I kind of overlooked the botches because I'm used to minor botches, especially when it comes to women. Like, some women are going to make botches. Like, it's just comes with the territory and some of these women are kind of like left over from the Diva Revolution, the Diva era. So they're kind of seeped over, and they haven't really been kind of pushed out yet. And they will eventually, and it's not a bad thing. It's like they had their time, they had their place, and now it's going to be over. Alicia Fox is somebody who's super talented. She does have a role. I think they should keep her on as a manager, at least. They need to have more managers. Even if she takes a dock and pay, I would be willing to do it. I mean, if you're making $250,000 now, which I'm assuming, like, some of the lower wrestlers, they probably get around $150,000 to $250,000. I could be wrong. They could go less than that. Even then, if you take $20,000 less to just stand around and do promos, I'd do it. I would do it, man. I mean, hell, that'd be freaking amazing to do that. Then we got the Battle Royal. So I kind of didn't see the beginning of the Battle Royal. I did hear a lot of things about it, but it was pretty interesting. I think this whole pay-per-view kind of had a kind of takeover feel to it. Because I think everybody was into it, and they knew it wasn't going to be, like, overseen by a lot of WWE officials, like, hovering over the women. They were going to let them go out there and do their stuff. And that's something that I think that they need to do more of. And I think this pay-per-view proved more than anything that if you give them time to go out there and put on a stellar match, they're going to do it. A lot of people thought Ember Moon should have won this, but I was okay with Nia Jax winning. I think that she still has a lot to show, and I'm interested to see what she can do with Ronda Rousey again, and see a final product come out of that. Do I want to see Ronda and Rousey go at it? I don't know if I do. I really don't know if I do. I kind of would rather it end up being a triple threat, and I think that's what it will end up probably being. It'll probably be Ember Moon, Nia Jax, and Ronda. And maybe somehow Ember Moon will get the title through hook or by crook by something happening with Nia Jax, or maybe the Four Horsewomen feud things starting. Maybe that could end up being a catalyst to how Ember Moon gets the championship. But I think it'll make Ember Moon look strong, and I think it'd be interesting to see where that goes. But Nia Jax wins it. She'll get a title shot down the road. Of course, Becky was announced to face Ronda. There we go. And that'll be interesting. Don't have much time. I gotta go faster. Mae Young Finals. Didn't watch any of the Mae Young this year. This match was really good. It was kind of expected for Toni Storm to win, but I kind of assumed that the Japanese girl would go over just because last year what happened. Everybody thought Shayna Baszler was going to win, and then Kairi Sane ended up winning. So Tony Braxton won. Oh, God. Tony Storm won. Awesome. A little short match. I think it should have went a little longer. You know, I don't know. Somewhere in here we got the women's six-man tag. It was kind of... I fell asleep during this too, and I'm not a fan of six-man tags. They need to stop that crap. I don't mind it. You know, there was a place for them, but it was just stupid. It was a thrown-together match. I wasn't a fan of it. I'm not even going to rate the match. It was okay. I heard there was a lot of botches. I don't know. Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane was a pretty good match. It was a pretty good match. Really good story told in the ring. I think everything put together was just wonderful. Even with the Four Horsewomen getting involved from MMA, don't even ask me to say their names. I don't even know what their names are. I haven't heard their names enough, you know. I'm trying to think of the one. I know there's a white chick, and then there's like a dark-complected chick. That's all I know. They interfered, sort of, kind of helped Shayna Baszler get the title. But Shayna Baszler is the new NXT Women's Champion. That's awesome. We didn't get an NXT UK Women's title match. Not sure why. Not sure what happened there. Anyways, is that all the matches besides the two championship? I think that's it. I'm going to talk about Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. Now, this match shouldn't have went on last. It should have been Becky and Charlotte main eventing Evolution. They're two of the women instrumental in kind of igniting the women's revolution. You know, Sasha and Bayley weren't in the highlighting main event, so it would have been great to see them wrestle or tag team or something in the main event against somebody really good. Yeah, even the Bellas, that would have been interesting. I think if they would have did a really good match, that could have been as good as well. But, you know, Ronda was pretty good. It was not bad. I think she impresses us every single match that she does and shows what she can do. And I think that she's impressing that other universe a little bit at a time. And at the end of that match, she did that roll off the top rope with Nikki. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And like, dude, this is the thing that I want to say about the women's division going forward. After Shayna Baszler comes up and the Four Horsewomen of MMA come up, I think we're going to be looking at a little bit more stiffer wrestling product from the women. At least on one of the brands, maybe both of the brands, if they split them up and have them go to different things. It's going to get interesting. I tell you right now, it's going to get interesting because that was a very, very stiff, seemed to be roll. And I hope Nikki didn't get hurt by that. Because it seemed like, oh, they landed. And even the ref looked concerned when it happened. So I was like, oh, God. Like, ugh. And as soon as they hit, you know, she put on the arm bar and it was done. But I was like, good Lord, man. I don't like that. It's just rough. I'm afraid, like, she's going to hurt somebody. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. Ronda went over, like I said, kind of lackluster way to end the pay-per-view. Let's get to the Becky and Charlotte match. This match had everything. It had story. You knew the history between these two women. It had everything to be the main event. It should have been the main event. I don't know who in the back pulling the strings, but they had no idea what they were doing because they put the wrong match. They always do that. They do that all the time on some of the B-level pay-per-views. They put the wrong pay-per-view in the main event. Maybe there's reasons for it. Maybe somebody can't stay that late, or maybe they want to get their crap done and get out of there. I don't know what the deal is, but you know, it happened. I'm surprised we didn't see any men whatsoever. We didn't see any men. We seen them in the crowd, but we didn't see them like, nobody was like manager or any, I don't remember seeing anybody like that. So it's kind of interesting that we didn't get any of that. You know, probably example would be, we didn't get Maurice versus, I just realized that. A lot of people talked about maybe a Maurice versus Brie Bella match, and we didn't get that. So that's kind of, I just thought about that. Because that match was kind of talked about a lot, that they were going to end up facing each other, and it didn't happen. So that's kind of, I just thought about that. But yeah, Becky and Charlotte, holy crap. Charlotte was defeated by Becky after a powerbomb through a table, after a failed attempt to do probably her moonsault, I'm assuming. She was going to do her moonsault, I think. Unless she didn't want to do it again. Like it wasn't going to break. She was going to do another senton or something. There were some crazy moments in that match, though. It was very interesting. Like, it kept my attention throughout the whole entire match. And And it shows you, like I said, if you give them enough time, these women can give you a story in that ring, and they'll here's the thing about Becky and Charlotte, and why I'm so baffled why they didn't make this the main event, is because I am not a huge fan of Charlotte. I am not a huge fan of Becky. I don't think sometimes if you put them in the ring with the wrong people, they can't put a real good story on. When Charlotte took on Ruby Riott, that match was horrendous. It was not very good. One, ain't given enough time, and two, it was rushed. And I guess that kind of goes together, but the chemistry I don't think wasn't there. And maybe they just didn't give them enough time to develop that chemistry on TV, and it didn't really get to do much in the ring. And they could have told a story, you know? But in my mind, something about Charlotte and Becky clicks, and they have very good chemistry in that ring. Maybe there's just a believability about it because they've been friends for so long. They came up through NXT together. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just a believability kind of thing. But I do think Ruby Riott could have had great things with Charlotte. But and even Becky, you know, when she had a feud with Alexa Bliss, it was really good. It was really good. There's some cheesy moments, but I just wasn't a huge fan of Becky. I think we could see through she was probably going to be a better heel than she was a face. And now look at her now. She's a great tweener. That's pretty much what she is right now. She's a heel, but she's really kind of responding to the crowd as well a little bit. So she's more of a tweener than a heel right now. I don't think she's trying. I don't think she's trying to be a tweener, though. I think she's trying to be a heel, but it's just not working. But I think they just need to embrace that and things like that. But anyways, there you go. My comments, short and sweet, about WWE Evolution. I would recommend anybody check it out if you didn't get to catch it on the WWE Network. If you don't have it right now, wait for the DVD to come out, pick it up. It's definitely worth a buy because it's got some tremendous matches on there. Match of the night, Becky versus Charlotte. After that, it's Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. And then I'm surprised they haven't put out a DVD of the Mae Young Classic either year, because I don't think they put any DVD out of those. I'm surprised they haven't. They need to, but I think a lot of that is trying to advertise the WWE Network. But, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, if you like pro wrestling, the WWE Network is the thing to get, because there is so much wrestling on there. It's insane now. Like, literally, there is 20,000 hours of, I think there's 20,000 hours of entertainment. There's a lot. I think they say 2,000, but I think there's probably like 20,000. I mean, you think about every pay-per-view that WWE, WCW, ECW have ever put out is on the network. Everything. And then we're talking about some random stuff from Smoky Mountain, GWF, Memphis Wrestling, World Class. If you don't know what those are, you need to get the WWE Network, because there's some great stuff on there, you know. Steve Austin, when he was in GWF, there's some USWA stuff. When Steve Austin was Stunning Steve Austin. You got Jeff Jarrett doing his stuff when he was in those two promotions as well. Ebony Experience, who end up turning into Harlem Heat later on. They were in GWF. I don't think there's too much of them on what they got on there right now. But eventually they'll probably get more. AWA stuff, I mean, I could go on and on and on about so much wrestling stuff they have on there. And plus the non-wrestling content. The stuff that's just like them talking and, you know, ride along and all this stuff. It's interesting as hell. There's cartoons, adult cartoons. I mean, there's so much stuff on there. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. I'll catch you guys later. Hope you guys checked out WWE Evolution. I give it a thumbs up. I give it an A-, because some of the things didn't make sense. But I mean, I'll probably give it a B+. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. Hope you guys check out more of my videos if you haven't seen anything else of me. Sorry about the darkness. It's after work. I'm just shooting a video. Anyway, sorry. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. I'll catch you guys later. Keep rocking and keep on watching wrestling. Later, guys.